So here's the thing. We all have different views about each topic. There are so many different layers to each topic that we discuss, and there's so many different viewpoints, whether it comes from our walk of life or whatever we've been through, because we're all hurting. So let's not sit up here and just act like we all haven't dealt with our own personal traumas. They may just be different than what mine has been or what the next person has been. I also believe that when we're talking about these discussions, right and wrong is subjective. There's no right, there's no wrong. I can find supporting evidence to back up what I'm saying, and I'm sure if you did the research, you can find the evidence to back up what you're saying. So to me, right and wrong is subjective. It doesn't mean that I'm hurting or I'm coming from or like I'm some type of a charity case. I encourage therapy for everybody because we all have things that we're dealing with. I just feel like when it comes, I feel like if we have our own personal vulnerabilities that become triggers for us, it's not okay for us to lash out and put this title and this label on somebody because we're disagreeing with what they're saying. Your word doesn't make you don't, your words aren't as righteous as mine, and I'm not sitting up here saying that I'm right about every single thing. But what I am saying is that we can't sit up on here talking about safety and respect when we don't even respect and be safe with each other that has a differing view. That's all that I'm saying. If my view is different than yours and you don't like that, you don't have to attack me personally because of it, and I don't have to be a hurting victim because I see things differently.
So I just want to say this, Jr. I just want to say one thing.
Hold on, let go. Hold it real tight. Let me just get to Jasmine. I'm trying to.
Okay.
This
Oh,
is
go
my
ahead.
this is my first time on here, so I'm not privy to any previous conversations y'all have had. But just from looking in today and everything, it does seem like there's a lot of, I guess, tension and just for, I get what Precious was trying to say, but the way you're saying it could really come off like you kind of agree with Sweeney, like there's something wrong with her, or like she has some type of trauma. And we don't want to subscribe to that behavior, like, because that makes it seem like we know her and we know she's going through something. That's why she's saying the things. I think she just has different opinions. Just like I know a lot of very strong, opinionated people that I wouldn't say they're hurting. That's just the way they were raised. That's the way they look at things. And I've been to college with a lot of different people that have a lot of different opinions. So it's just, they don't mean they're hurting. That's just the way they see things. And that's something that's triggering for me too. I don't like when someone makes me, like when someone just subscribes to like, oh, the reason why she's doing this is because of this. And I'm like, no, that's not why I'm doing this. That's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying it because this is how I feel about it. This is the way. And yes, it could be a sum of experiences that's making me think this thing, but that's still not for someone to diagnose and come on me with, because then that can make the person still feel unsafe in the space and not want to say anything going forward.
And this is why I wanted to say something real quick. In my opinion, Andrea just be trolling, right? I don't think she believes some of the things she says. So with all that being said, y'all got to understand we're on a show. And I talked Trail about this. We all are different personalities on this show. And JR brings on certain personalities in order for those personalities to interact with each other. Now, we get a whole bunch of Preciouses on here, it would be one way. We get a whole bunch of Marcuses on here, it'd be another way. We got to have conflicting viewpoints. And we have to make sure each person on the show is safe within their own skin to share their viewpoint. And that's the thing that I was saying to Sweeney, just chill out. Like stop trying to correct the woman on, like Paris as an example. When Paris be going at it with people, I don't run in. I might be like, shut up, stop, because they be going too crazy. But I would DM Paris and be like, Paris, is there a reason why you did it? And we'll have a conversation offline. So if you want to help somebody, if you want to correct somebody, the number one way to do it is send them a DM and be like, yo, do you really think like this? Get to know the other person that's on the panel. And that's the way you can either correct them or make them feel safe. But calling them, you're a misandrist and or getting all extra and you serious, because when I be going off on folks, I just be playing.
Mr. LetGo,
you
just because you're not serious,
and
you don't know Andrea. You can ask her if she's trolling. How are you going to assume that she's trolling?
That's not the point.
So, but
How
no,
about you ask her if she's trolling?
I'm not the one that's saying that she's trolling.
I'm just having a sir.
So don't say don't say what she's doing.
Seriously is the actual problem, and you refuse to listen.
So these aren't serious panels. We don't have serious conversations up here.
How many times have you heard somebody in the chat say something about buying some damn tires, eating ass?
What does that have to do with what I just asked?
But everybody not on here joking. Everybody not on here joking.
Not everybody's playing around. Not everybody's just joking all the time.
Well, that's the problem. Okay, we're on a show to entertain the people.
So I appreciate what Andrea actually said when she said not everybody is hurting, but that doesn't mean that what she just said just pretty much negated everything that y'all said. She's saying what she's saying because that's how she feels and that's what she wants to say. She's not hurting. She's not hurting. She's not trolling. She feels that way, just like I don't troll when I feel something. When I feel
that way.
Okay, but the thing is, I'm just as entitled to counteract it. I'm not
counteracting and arguing is different. Stop arguing with a damn woman, bro. That shit look crazy.
So we're on a panel. We can have a discussion with women now. Then we might as well kick all the women out. That's what we were having. Just because it seems like you have arguments all the time.
Ask Andrea, is it a discussion or is it attacking her?
Ask Andrea if she's trolling.
Ask her.
I felt attacked.
Thank you.
Well,
ask
I'm
the
sorry
damn
that
woman.
Look,
Andrea, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. But you dish it out, dude. Like,
please
you really
don't
do dish it out.
Don't talk to me.
Exactly.
You dish it out,
Here we go.
You dish it out. Like, you literally told me a couple weeks ago that I was unhappy.
Here we go.
That I was unhappy with my life. I hated my life. This is where
we worked it out. So why are you making it relevant now?
No, what I'm saying is
we talked about it and we worked it out. Don't make it relevant now. You're not involved in this conversation, so stay out of it.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Andrea, what I'm saying is that
I don't want to hear nothing.
I haven't been here. I'm not talking. I wasn't addressing.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change.
All I'm saying is, y'all, like, y'all can't call Sweeney out like he just this evil devil and Andrea is
Hold on, ladies. Marcus, go ahead, Marcus.
You have a bias against me.
Andrea,
I don't have a bias against you.
Andrea,
I don't have a bias
God
against you.
grant me the serenity.
Let go.
Mr. LetGo, can you stop doing that?
Can y'all shut up? Go ahead, Marcus.
You talked for 30 minutes and nobody said anything. I'm just stating my point.
God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I say it one more time. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We got to know the difference and accept things that are different.
Thank you.
Amen.
Y'all understood.
How does that apply to anything that you just said, Mr. LetGo? Because again, I've even said, because you keep saying that I'm trying to correct her. I never once try to correct Andrea on anything that she feels. However, I will, if she says anything that goes against what is actually reality, I'm going to speak against it, because if we just let her, and I'm not even going to, let me take this away from her. She's on a show. Take this away from Andrea.
JR is letting
her.
She's on a show.
Just because somebody says something doesn't mean it has to go unchallenged. For example, if anybody on this panel was to say something that is inherently wrong, and me to say that's wrong, this is how it's wrong, I've done that plenty of times. There's nothing wrong with that. All right.
You don't see the
all right. So then also, if somebody does something that actually has a definite, and I get it, man, you already had this conversation, bro, about because I called somebody else a misandrist and you said the same thing. We already been here. However, that did not change. I even told you then, that's never going to stop me from calling out what something is. A dog is a dog is a dog is a dog, just like a cat is a cat. So if a misandrist is being a misandrist, if you display misandrist behavior, just like when that short, y'all remember that episode when old boy came up here and JR let him up here? And he was he was going in, and we kept looking at like, hey, no, bro, you tripping. And people called him misogynist on the show.
Sweeney, my question is one thing. Do you not think a cat nose is a cat or a dog nose is a dog? Calling a dog a dog or calling a cat What's the purpose in that?
Again,
And that's
you're
what
assuming.
Pressure was saying.
Wait.
What is the purpose of you calling a cat a cat?
Again, you are assuming. Again, you are assuming. Do you know that most people don't even know the definition of a misandrist?
Bro, can we just move on?
No, because you're trying to ask me something. Do you even know that most people?
Do you realize we're on a show? It's a show.
No shit, Sherlock.
God damn,
no
bro.
shit, Sherlock. However, because most people don't know what a misandrist is and they don't know how to identify one, when somebody displays that thing, you can say, hey, this is what a misandrist looks like. When they do this, when they exhibit these particular behaviors. Now, this is just because we were talking about that. However, I don't understand why you feel the need to just let people just say whatever they want to say, and then nobody's supposed to be able to challenge that idea. Nobody's supposed to be able to speak against that idea.
I can answer that. I'm on another show, okay? So I deal with the same things on that show. I'm on tonight's conversation, okay? And the thing about it is everybody plays a role. Sometimes the other person may be trolling the other person, and then we get offset and we go out to eat and hang out with no problem. And we protect each other on the stage and off stage. It's what you're supposed to do when you're on a show. So I'm not saying I'm better than somebody because I'm on tonight's conversation, but I've been doing this long enough to know when somebody is just trolling and just having fun or saying some extra shit in order to spark engagement, bro.